we doing? Are we all right? We're hanging in. It's good shit. Everyone's feeling good. It's really nice out, and I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying this nice weather, and I was walking down the street today, and I walked past, I was in an outdoor mall, and I walked past 4 guys that looked like they were passing out samples, lined up 2x2 on the road, and as I walked past them, one of them said, "Hey Jesus, I got good weed." But I kept walking, and then I heard another one say, "Nah, man, he doesn't want weed, he wants mushrooms." And in my head, I thought to myself, now that man just nailed me to the cross. But I don't smoke weed anymore. I quit cold turkey about 4 years ago. It was like a big life change for me. But I used to be a huge pothead. I used to smoke weed all day, every day. So much so that when I was in college, and I went to NYU, and I was in college, and I smoked so much weed. The dorm manager told me, they said, if we catch you smoking weed one more time, you're not allowed to live in the dorms anymore. Okay, you're getting kicked out. So then I had to smoke weed in the street. Okay, but it was when New York was really tough on marijuana smoking. They had these sniff squads, they drive around in vans. So when I was 18 years old smoking weed outside, I got locked up and taken to central booking. And it just was a horrible experience because I was wearing overalls. So all the inmates were kind of tough on me, I was in the misdemeanor cell, and in the felony cell next door, they were like, "Hey, Farmer John, what are you in here for? Tax fraud?" So it was a little tough experience. But I quit smoking weed and cold turkey, and I've really built other things up in my life, to kind of focus my energy, and I work out, I eat healthy, and one of the things I love to do is do yoga. I do yoga all the time, And then this past 420, I did yoga, and then after yoga I had a little weed at my house, and I smoked a little weed, and the high from the weed didn't really feel all that different than the high I get from yoga. And then I was like, "Oh, David, you just like to get high, man. That's why you're doing yoga all the time. You just like to get high, one way or the other." That was an interesting revelation. I was like, am I on a spiritual journey, or am I just a junkie? We just don't know. But it's really been a year of significant growth for me. Some pretty crazy shit happened. My dad fell and broke his neck, and he got lucky, right? He didn't get paralyzed, and he didn't suffer brain damage. He just had a broken bone. But it was still really intense. He was in California. I had to fly back to California. I saw him in the hospital bed, the metal ring around his head with the string that was holding on to the weight, and it was a really intense experience. And I was in the hospital room with him for that week. And when I was in the hospital room with my dad for that week, I just saw his dick a lot, it's just the nature of the experience. I just see my dad's dick, in the robe, moving around, it was just a lot of dad's dick, and it was just I looked at his dick, and I saw a lot of my dick and his dick. And that meant something to me, on a deep poetic level. I was because when I was younger, my dick was too small to see my dick and his dick. But now that I'm older, I see my dick and his dick, and it's just there's some great poetry. I don't know. I don't know if that's a relatable joke for those with vaginas. I don't know what it's like to see your mom's vagina and see your own vagina in your mom's vagina, okay? I don't know what that's like, okay? But I know what it's like to see I know what it's like for me, I know that was some deep shit for me. So So that's what I have to. That was some deep shit for me, you know. And I don't know why it was so deep. But that was some. So I'm growing a lot, and I'm changing a lot. And these are all good things, you know. Everything's good. But yeah, so did anyone like pick up some rituals or practices or hobbies in the pandemic that have stuck? Does anybody know that here? Anybody? Yeah. What was your ritual that you picked up and stuck? Meditation. Okay. Anybody else? Anxiety. Good joke. Thank you. Anybody else? Coffee. That's a nice thing. That's a little late in the game, but no judgment. That's just it. I'm envious of you. It's like someone who someone who hasn't seen The Sopranos until now. You know, it's like what a beautiful journey you have. That's like coffee. For me, the thing I picked up in the pandemic is I started painting. You know, and I started painting and. You know, I was a late bloomer. It was like I was 28 years old and I started painting, but I just love it. And I paint all the time, and my paintings sell. And it's like it was like this whole new life for me, you know. And I'm a late bloomer, but I looked it up and I saw a lot of painters, like a lot of really famous painters, are late bloomers. And my theory on it is you kind of have to live a life that beats you up a little bit for the paintings to come out of you. Yeah. And did you guys know that one of our former U.S. presidents is a late blooming painter? That's right, George W. Bush is a late blooming painter. And one could argue that Hurricane Katrina, 9/11, and Afghanistan were all a part of his journey into becoming a painter. Okay? That was God's plan. Okay? That was God's plan. Alright? So but what I do is like on the weekends, on Saturdays, I'll set up outside of my apartment and line up the paintings on the street and sell my paintings to the people on the street. And my neighbor sells clothes out, like vintage clothes outside of the same apartment. So we're colleagues. You know, she's my colleague. And she was telling me the other day, she's like, I'm dating a poly couple. I said, wow, like, so are you having threesomes with them? And she said, yes. And I go, well, how long are these threesomes? And she said 4 hours. And I said, that's too long for me. Okay. That is too long for me. And then she goes, yeah, but like there's no penetration at all. And I was like, what is this guy doing? I was like, what is he? He's just cosplaying a lesbian, you know? Anyways, I don't know, that was a little heavy. It was really good. Yeah, but yeah, it's just not for me, you know. Too long for me. I fuck to come, okay? That's what I do. I'm out here fucking to come. You know, I just love being up here so much. I could leave right now. You know, I could get off the stage, but it's so hard because the attention just feels so goddamn good. You know, I know you're here for you, but I'm here for me, and we're here for each other, okay? Can I read one more thing before I get off? Thank you so much. Okay. All right. A month worth of work didn't get paid, and the guy moved to Dubai. It's just so typical. The Dubaians, they're always fun. Anyways, I'm Phillips. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.